Hello, hello, hello everyone. It's me, NYSE Einstein from the Florida New York Stock Exchange, Monday, October 8th. It's absolutely amazing, this market. What it does. So we started to touch on it last week that we had two really huge down days, and we're really trying to figure that out. We had a massive spike in the flattening in the yield curve, spike in the 10-year. Right, and then we saw the whole narrative go to suddenly our focus has been so all over the place. It was only positive news, positive reaction to negative news, and we had not really engaged the fact that the trigger to sell this market really happens with fears of inflation and spike in the yield and low unemployment and raising interest rates. These are normal triggers for sell the market, and the market wasn't engaging that and has done that for over a year and change. But in the absence of all kinds of other crazy negative news with tariffs and whatnot coming out of Washington and all that stuff, suddenly we were left in a day where everybody's focus turned into that. We ended up having some ISM numbers that came out, and so the economy was so robust, and the ISM numbers came out, and that was super positive, and the Fed numbers came out, and they were going to raise rates, and that the market and low interest rate, low unemployment, that the market suddenly refocused itself on the economic data, which it has not engaged for the longest time. The bond yield spiked, the market sold off and got hit hard. 2 days of triple-digit sell-off. My fear was that maybe there'd be some follow-through on that, but my gut was, that was my fear. My gut was that we would stabilize, we'd break through a couple of technical barriers in the S&P, and not really the Dow, because the Dow is still up, but and then we'd rebound off that. Well, net at the end of the day, we came in today, we were down 250 at the low. We had still engaged that negative narrative, and then boom, stop. We broke through the 50-day on the S&P, and we just firmed up. We posted out a super sizable buy side. It felt like people were done with that kind of news. They started talking about earnings on the banks coming in next week. They started talking about the fact that the banks had underperformed. It was time to get the banks to catalyze this market. They started buying that. They bought the market, and we had a 300-point reversal. Closed the day up in the Dow 40, the S&P flat, Russell flat, but it was a huge turnaround. So I've always talked about that. It's not where the market ends up in the morning. It's what it looks like from the bottom. We had a lower left to the upper right, huge reversal on the day. That's all I got to say. I don't want to overanalyze. Let's see how the follow through is tomorrow. This market made a really beautiful reversal and turnaround today, and I think that bodes well for what's going on. It is October. It is the last quarter. Earnings are coming out. I think we got positive stuff ahead. NYSE Einstein, Inside Versashop from the Florida New York Stock Exchange. I'll see you tomorrow.